on the next episode of Pond Bros.
I brought in the spoon that Chevy Chase used on Set of Flesh Lives.
Looks like I'm gonna have to call in an expert on this one. What do you think?
Well, this looks like. Well, how much did you pay for it?
Hello, and welcome to Youth of America, an investigative series on what the youth of America are doing in their free time. I'm Jamal Washington, and tonight we're talking about cannabis and how it's affecting our youth of America. We sat down with Jefferson, who started smoking cannabis because people made fun of his name.
I started smoking cannabis because of my name, Jefferson. I got that name, I was born, and my parents were just fighting over names. My dad said Samson, I think it was. And then my mom said Jeffrey. And the doctor heard Jefferson. So he just wrote that down, and the name just stuck. And so everyone made fun of me.
But Jefferson wasn't the only troubled soul due to the mockery. We talked to Dr. Beezenbats about why the depressed often turn to cannabis for aid.
I'm going to show you the mental effects that cannabis can have on your brain. Let's take a look at the diagram over here. Now let's have a look here at this here diagram. When you smoke the cannabis, first it gets into your mouth and down into the esophagus, into the lungs. Then the material will start to go into your bloodstream and hit the dominant parts of the brain, like the domestic. Your friendship expands tenfold. Also, you're self-perfecting just this whole area, depending on the type of cannabis, can expand. Going into your moral, getting rid of imitation and spirituality, and hope.
Naturally.
And finally, there's just perspectives. Time just goes out the fucking window, and everything seems like it takes forever, but tune increases. The areas kind of go into calculation, taking out all math abilities.
Here at Youth in America, we like to dig deep into the stories. So we sat down with the root of the problem. So what is it you do, Mr. Grippin?
Well, I take cannabis seeds and I grow them in ground, and then after several fortnights I harvest it and I sell it in bulk to the people.
Why do you do this?
Well, mainly I have children. I have 9 kids with first wife. Second wife we had 6 children. Third wife we had none. Back in hometown of Zaruk, when I was a small child, I would always dream of being rich and famous in America. But I just couldn't do it. Because in Zaruk, there was a lockdown for 70 years. So I took spoons and dug tunnel out to escape. It took 6 months putting all my kids to work. Well, we got caught, but I sprinted out of there really fast and made it out. But my wives and children, they didn't make it and they got executed that day.
Do you think it should be legalized?
See, in hometown of Zaruk, which is right there by Egypt and camera, cannabis was legalized fully, actually. The reason for the lockdown was mostly because of cannabis-induced hallucinations when the cartel laced it with meth. And everyone just smoked it, and it got crazy, so we had to lock it down for 70 years. But should it be legalized? I say no, because that could happen in America.
After the break, we talked to a cannabis addict.
So, first time I tried marijuana, my friends had invited me to a party, and I'd never tried marijuana before. I decided I'd try it Just once. Just one time couldn't hurt. It's gonna be fun. And my lips are so chapped.
Don't touch me, I'm sterile!